r/AskReddit. What sucks about being your age? When you finally understand what Mark Twain meant when he said youth is wasted on the young. Edit. Quote is from George Bernard Shaw, or maybe Oscar Wilde. My body is starting to feel the aches and pains older people have told me about. It's not terrible, just really annoying. How old are you? Once your friends start getting married and having kids, shit becomes lonely. Yep, doesn't help when you move 3,000 miles and don't know anyone. Especially now since I can't even socialize with new people, and I've made very few legitimate friends out here, edit. I'm a woman. But thanks everyone. All you dudes are solid people and I appreciate the sympathy, advice, and kind words. The early 30s is that weird age where you're just old enough to be out of touch with what's cool, but not yet old enough to be fully progressed in your career to be sitting on enough stacks to not care about that. Getting there at least. Just turned 33. Where's the stacks at? The new hires are children and the managers are ready for the Grim Reaper. Stuck in the no man's land that is your 30s. I'm not sure if this happens with all people my age, but I'm 18 and people, specifically my parents and close family members but not limited to them, will use the "you're 18. You're legally an adult, you need to be doing these things on your own" whenever it will work in their favor, then immediately go back to "you're still just a teenager" / "you're still my kid" whenever I try to be even the slightest bit independent. Mid to late 20s. Feeling like I'm way behind from where I should be by now. That never goes away. I'm 25 and the whole existential dread of figuring out what to do with my life is probably the worst part of things. I'm 29. 5 couples from my friend's circle are expecting a child or recently got married. A few others have built a solid foundation in their career and are buying houses. Most of us grew up in apartment buildings, so it feels fancy to own a house at 30 where I'm from. Meanwhile, I'm currently a student and broke. It feels like everyone's so far ahead in life that they'll always be a step further and I'll never catch up. Being retired. The two things that really suck are watching good friends pass away yearly, having to push through the aches and pains of old age to do the things you enjoy. But I realize that I'm luckier than many of my friends who have had hip, knee or shoulder replacements or open heart surgery. But your second point is important to keep your mobility. My grandparents basically hung it up at 70 and sat on the porch all day every day, and started really slowing down in their 80s to the point that both needed a cane and then a walker. My grandma is still alive at 93 but lives in assisted living and sometimes struggles even with a walker. My dad just turned 70 this year but still plays tennis 2-3 times a week and bocce ball twice a week, and still takes on most of the housework. When he retired at 58, he stopped moving and got bad arthritis and back pain, and had to be told at physical therapy that he has to keep moving or it'll just get worse. Final year student in 2020. Duck you corona. Dude, this Rona shit ducked my grades. Yeah, me too. Also have no will to finish my thesis. I wish I had only normal classes. It's hard to cope with my anxiety at this moment. Nobody likes you when you're 23. That depends. Do you still act like you're in freshman year? Being constantly horny and hormonal. I'm old enough that I should have my shit together but I'm too young to have my shit together. No one has their shit together. Literally no one. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to save face. I'm married, can't afford my living, and have my desired career. I still don't even have my shit together. I have no ducking idea what I'm doing. I've just been stupidly lucky. I'm expected to act like an adult but get treated like a child. I'm 17. Edit. Row. My first silver. Thank you, kind stranger. That's how I was treated my whole childhood. I'm too old to take up most action sports. The body doesn't bounce back like it used to. That shit's real, and too young to retire and just duck off all the time. I feel you, man. My shit is just now starting to fall apart. I'm pretty active still, but sometimes my body just hurts for no reason. It's only going to get worse from here. When I was late teens to mid 20s, I used to make fun of my dad cause his not being able to read small print newspaper, etc. Of course letters were blurry, He would ask me, Steve, read that for me, it's too blurry. I come out and say to him, what's the matter, too old, your eyes can't make out small print. His reply be, you just wait, you ducker, get my age, you will go same shit. Well, some 15 or so years later I had some blueprints out on table. Concrete construction I do. Had some details I couldn't make out, so I, Jesse, come here, can you tell me what that says? And I be a mother ducker. My son's reply was, you getting too old, dad can't read that. That moment years back of me telling my dad pop up and thinking if what my dad told me going happened to me one day, he was just saying that he is okay not to forget about him from the grave. Love you, Pops, I'm sure your eyesight is better. Being sore because I slept wrong. Balding. Back pain. Bad vision. I'm 23. Yeesh. The 3 B's. Wrinkle cream and acne cream. Straight mouthed face with one raised eyebrow. Yes. Why do I have grey hair and zits? Not fair. Being 21. Feel pressure to save money before I move out on my own. Bills, rent, textbooks, tuition, etc. Went to community college, paid tuition, and lived at home. Still very hormonal despite not being a teen anymore, and I'm horny and depressed all the time. At least I can drink. Edit. Just wanted to thank all of you for the great advice. I appreciate it so much. Being 50, I better find something good. You can angrily mumble about these damn kids everywhere. Being 1 year closer to death than I was last year. I'm 2 months from being a legal adult. The suspense is killing me. Yes. Wait until you turn 25 and get your box of driving talent. I'm 13 turning 14 in June. I hate people telling me I'm too old for things like Easter egg hunts, playing with dolls, or I'm too big to love on my parents. Like, I don't think I asked for your ducking opinion. You're too young to do things. BC, everybody finds you like a stupid child. Nobody pays attention to your opinion. You just exist. You don't live, you exist. That's terrible for a person like me. BC, I wanna do stuff. I wanna work. I wanna study the things I like. I wanna talk with elder PPL. But that's difficult. 2 economic recessions when I am supposed to be building my life. At 73 I am reminded daily, by my body, that I'm not 25 years old anymore. Dulled emotions. Being a teenager had some very low lows, but the highs also felt higher. Now I'm in a constant state of apathy. That ain't age, partner. My body is starting to fail me, and no matter what I can do, I can really only watch. It's so hard to try to find love. Too old to be relevant but too young to be taken seriously. I'm 28, so I'm almost 30. 22 graduated college into a pandemic. How old are you? I'm 20, I mean 30. Being told young people have it easy. I have a perfectly clean driving record and over 6 years of never missing an insurance payment. But the monthly insurance bill is more than my car payment. I've been to 15 different places. It all ranges from $200 to $350 a month, and I'll lose my license if I can't afford it working 9 an hour. I lose my car. I lose my job and apartment. 26. Everyone ducking, asking what you're doing with your life. I don't know. I don't want to talk about jobs. Sucks not being old enough to drink and not young enough to call yourself a teen. Old enough to start to hurt and ache, but supposedly I have another 30 years of productivity in me. Nearly 60. I forget things all the time. Easy to remember old things. Hard to remember new things. I once lost my card in an ATM twice in 1 month. All my passwords have to be written down somewhere, as do the birthdays of my lids. I constantly get fatter, even though I don't eat anymore. I haven't had regular sleep patterns for 20 years. Every day I'm a little more tired. I wouldn't change being 41 for anything, but new aches and pains all the time definitely make it suck. I'm between the age of getting your driver's license and being a legal adult. 17 is just purgatory for privilege. What sucks about being 30-ish is, now you actually have to make important decisions you were putting off, like changing career etc. 49-year-old here. The menopausal hot flushes etc are not a problem, but putting 4 stone in weight on in 8 months is ducking awful. With the pandemic going on, many people in my age group have just been overlooked for assistance. I'm 22, almost 23, and graduating college right now in the US. My university is in a different state from my family, so I have to pay rent for an apartment and buy my own food and all of that. But I also lost both of my part-time jobs when this all started. One as a student employee for the university, another working in a restaurant nearby. Because I'm a student, I've been ineligible to collect unemployment. And because my parents still claim me as a dependent on their taxes, I don't get a stimulus check. Also because I'm over 18. My parents don't get any additional bonus to their own stimulus checks while financially supporting me as best they can. I've had ongoing issues over the past year and a half with not being able to afford food most of the time. But the problem has been especially pronounced during quarantine. I don't eat more than 1 meal a day because I need to ration what I have. If I'm in this situation, I know that there have to be others like me. The government has not and will not be giving me any sort of aid. And now as a new graduate, I'm trying to apply for my first full-time job in a crashing economy where no one is hiring. At this point, my only measure of success in life will be when I can afford rent, other bills, and food. That's literally all it'll take to make me happy, and I think that sucks. 30. Nothing is new anymore. Being around people that are in their late 30s or 40s feels like I'm not really an adult, but talking to their teenage kids makes me feel like I'm 100 years old. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.